Jersey Boys. What do you mean when you say Jersey Boys? Well, if you know anything about Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, which I didn't, going in to see Jersey Boys at the Toronto Centre for the Arts on Yonge Street in Toronto, obviously Toronto, I just knew that it was about Frankie Valli, and I recognized some of his songs like Oh What a Night, which is one of my personal favorites, or Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, which is another one I love. But really not knowing a whole lot about the group. Well, going to see this production really gives you a whole glossed look at the whole kind of span of this group's career, as they started out as four blue-collar kids from the wrong side of the tracks in Newark, New Jersey, and through their talent and hard work made their way to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, before they were 30 years old, they had recorded their own songs, invented their own sound, and sold 170 million records worldwide. Before they were 30. Gives me a moment to pause. But anyway, this group is just fantastic, and the way that this production lays it out for you is really cool. There's always a constant on stage. So if the group is segueing from like a nightclub where they're performing to possibly a meeting in an owner or a manager's office, there's always a really quick switch. And there's always one of the band members who's coming to the front of the stage giving biographical information about what transpired to take you from that scene to the next scene. Or perhaps some little inside looks at, the lives of any of the Four Seasons, which was Nick, Tommy, Frankie, and Bob. And the life of these guys as they gained popularity, fame, got a lot more money, and maybe didn't know what to do with it or what to do with it wisely, which is some of the downfalls of some of the different stories. So a really cool look at this group, and coming from where I didn't know a whole lot about it, so I walked away not only humming the songs, which are all fantastic, but learning and knowing a lot more about the group itself. Now, some of the songs you might recognize as well would be Sherry, Big Girls Don't Cry, and Oh What a Night, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. So just a lot of songs and plus more. And before you know it, it's hit intermission, and then before you know it, you're walking out and you can't believe it's over already. Now, I also did want to just add a quick word of caution for parents. Not exactly a great show for kids. I would say if you wanted to take your kids, email me first, beth@reallifeoncts.com, and I can give you kind of an overview of what I found that might not be exactly appropriate for children, because it does take place in the dark side, or the wrong side of the tracks in Newark. There is a bit of off-color language that might be offensive to little kids, so do be cautioned about that, but certainly a great one to go and enjoy a night out at the theater, learning about this group and humming some different songs and keeping them in your head for weeks and weeks afterwards. That's all for now, and be sure to check dancaptickets.com for your information on how to get tickets and how to see this great show.